1, 2, 3. I grew up singing songs about the Depression as a secondhand thing, and now we're seeing that sort of suffering and that sort of crisis out there.
Traveling now on the low highway by the yellow moon and the light of day.
What I ended up writing about was what I was seeing out the window of the bus traveling around America in the hardest times in my memory. So it's a road record. Burn It Down was the first thing written, and I've had this thing about Walmart for a while. There's big stores that I go to, and they're probably a little hard on mom and pop stores, but at least they treat the people that are working there better than Walmart does. Walmart's labor prices, you can look into them. They're pretty horrendous. They pay as little as they can get away with. Very, very few full-time workers, so they don't have to provide any real benefits. And they really have a really horrible reputation when it comes to how they treat women as opposed to men. I don't co-write very much, and I've written a few with my wife, and I've written a few with other people that have been in my bands over the years. They're sort of organic situations when I do co-write. After Mardi Gras and Love's Gonna Blow My Way are two that I wrote for Treme. Lucia Micarelli plays Annie T, and virtually every scene I did in Treme was with Lucia.
My character had a sort of like student-mentor relationship with Steve's character, Harley.
After Mardi Gras, it was sort of art imitating life, imitating art. It's the first song that the Annie T character writes in the show.
And then like in real life, we were becoming friends, and he was encouraging me to sing, which I never really done, and to write. I came up with this chord progression, and he wrote the lyrics, and it was like, holy shit, I just wrote the first song I've ever written in my life with Steve Earle, which is so amazing.
When outside it's carnival, maybe after Mardi Gras.
So I will never beat that track. Yeah. Never in a million years.
It just fades to another sunny day. Shining down on me, 'cause someday love is gonna blow my way.
Lucia is just, she's a classical musician, and first and foremost, and she wrote the cadenza, the middle instrumental section in Love's Gonna Blow My Way, but Eleanor Whitmore actually plays on the record.
I kind of didn't know what to contribute, and I wrote this almost classical-esque cadenza that just kind of goes out of time and like all over the place, and then rolls back into the melody. It's kind of a strange thing to just put that in the middle of a song, and he really liked it.
Love is gonna blow my way. Here we are sitting in the warm sunshine. I'm holding your tiny hand in mine. God knows it ain't gonna be any time before you.
What it's really about more than anything else is the fact that I'm being a father at this point in my life, so it's as much about me as it is about my son. He's not quite 3. I was like 55 when he was born, and you think about things differently. I'm a better father than I was. My older sons are having to watch me be a way better father than I was when they were little. I'm way more present. It's not a matter of whether I'm out on a bus or not. It's a matter of how present I am when I'm home, and I'm way more present than I was. And then on top of everything else, John Henry was diagnosed with autism, and I have to think about this differently.
I can only hope I do my best with whatever time we got.
I'm 58, by the time this record comes out. I'm gonna do really good. I'll be happy if I can get him through high school and, you know, get him into college and you know, so you just think about fatherhood differently.
Sunny day, when everything's going your way. 'Cause on the day you were born, I prayed that's the way it would be.
Give me credit for being an optimist to start having kids again when I was 55 years old.
There's a hole in my shoe, I don't mind, 'cause it keeps me connected to the ground, and I'm
Invisible's the longest I've ever taken to write a song in my life. I started writing it for I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive. The melody existed, the title existed, and I knew basically what it was about. But I tried to approach it from, I mean, maybe too ambiguous a place, and I just, sometimes you fear the obvious more than you should. Because it was always about people that are marginalized in society that we sort of try to pretend aren't there. And maybe it ended up on this record because it fits into this set even better than it would have into that record. But it was always about the people in our society that we choose not to pay any attention to. Those folks that we see out there walking on the street, like there was a place for them in this society at one point, there's not anymore. So we have to look at them and we have to deal with them, but that doesn't mean we see them. Whether we see them, whether they're visible to us or not, or invisible is sometimes a better choice.